Good morning, good morning, good morning. And welcome everybody to the Aspiring Authors Lab Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you having a wonderful morning. A just fantastic moment wherever you may be. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one inspirational book coach. And I have taught hundreds of women how to be successful and generate their books by writing, and we're going to talk about that today. How not generate their books, excuse me, generate revenue through writing their books. And, I'm just so excited about the topic today because I'm going to show you some tips that will help you generate the revenue that you so desire from your books. So don't forget to share this broadcast out to your friends. The theme for this month has been building self confidence for authors. Building your self confidence up to let you know that you are special and that you have worth, you have value, and your uniqueness is something that your audience is looking for. So, with that being said, the topic for today is how to make money applying simple and easy, okay? They're simple and they're very easy. Book writing tips. And these are some things that I'm going to share with you. And I know that if you apply them, they will give you results immediately. So you'll have an easy win. You don't have to struggle. So get that pen and get that paper because I'm going to share with you some ideas that you can apply immediately to writing your books. So thank you for joining me today. We're going to have a fantastic time today, okay? So one of the main reasons or the main tips to help you be successful in your writing is to focus on your audience. Focus on your audience. When you are sensitive to the needs of others, you are enabling them to see themselves through your story. Those things that you've been through. A lot of times we don't consider those things that we've been through or our experience or our expertise as something of value. But, that's where, we should stop and, take a look at all the treasures that we have on the inside of us. Because when we share those things with our audience at that right time, thank you for joining me today. It opens up a place where they could see themselves on the other side of their problems. They could begin to identify with you, saying that, a lot of times people think, well, it's only them. But when they see others who have gone through and have gotten on the other side, it does something to a person. You know, it's all about your audience. It's never about you. It's never about you. You have gone through that experience. And what that does, that qualifies you to be able to give your audience direction on how to win and overcome their challenges. Thank you for joining me today. The more authentic you are, the more you connect with your audience. So never be ashamed or, withhold your uniqueness because, sometimes people withhold their uniqueness and they hold back and they don't want to, how would you say, get themselves out there. But that's what makes the connection. This uniqueness may be the very key to persuade your readers or, connect with your readers to purchase your books. That may be the very thing where you look at it this way. Okay, look at it this way. Who can identify with my message? No matter how crazy you may think your message is, there's always somebody out there, thank you for joining me today, who will resonate with your story. There's always someone out there because they're hearing you, they're seeing you. Sometimes they're behind the scenes, but they're hearing you and they're seeing you. So think about this. Ask yourself this. What are some of the things that I focus on? What are some of those things? Number one should be the needs of your audience. What are they missing that can make their lives better? What are they missing? Another thing could be, how can my solution solve their pain? What I'm presenting, how can that solve their pain? My message, how can that solve their pain? Another way, another thing you could focus on is, what do they want that they do not have now? Thank you for joining me today. What is it that they want that they don't have in their lives right now? No. Another way you could say, what are they hoping to obtain as a result of my message? What are they hoping to obtain? You see, always think of your audience. Never you. It's not about you. The only thing that you done was, have the experience, have the expertise, and all of that. But when you write to your audience, not to yourself. Can you show your audience a clearer picture of their desires? Thank you for joining me today. Can you do that? Another thing you could look at, what will enable them to fulfill their dreams? What will enable them to, fulfill their desires, their dreams? What do you have that will help your audience, see themselves in a way that will speak to them? What is it that you have? Always put yourself in your audience's shoes. It's important to see things through their eyes. And when you see it that way, it's easy. It's easy to convey your message. Think about, what do they want most? What do they want? Thank you for joining me today. What are their deepest desires? What do they fear? What do they love? What do they dream about? The more you can focus on the other person, the more captivated and easily attracted they'll be. When you focus on your audience, speak their language, talk directly to their desires, and speak clearly about their pain points. Clearly. And that's another factor, which is equally important. Okay? Is communication. Communicate your message in a crystal clear fashion. Crystal clear. So your audience can understand exactly what you are saying. Because there should be no doubt about what you're trying to convey to your audience. There shouldn't be any doubt. Thank you for joining me today. Because if your message is muddled or, confused or convoluted, I'm going to tell you, you'll have a problem holding anyone's attention. And you may have heard me speak about this before. There was a time in the beginning of my writing career or writing journey, I would provide a service for, writing books for other people and placing them on the platform. And what I mean by platform, I mean like Create Space, uploading it to Create Space to go onto Amazon. And a friend of mine had asked me to help a friend of hers out. And I told her I was booked solid, okay? But then she said all this person needed was to get their book uploaded to a platform. Everything was done. Everything was done. Thank you for joining me today. And I agreed. The gentleman came over. He brought me the disc with his book, on the disc. He paid, for the service. And I'm going to tell you, because I do things with excellence, okay? Always remember to do things with excellence. I called him back after I went over. I looked at the book and I explained to him that his book was very disorganized with his thoughts running all over the place. Okay, no focal point, just running all over the place. I told him, okay, I didn't have time at that particular time, but I could book him a later appointment where I would have the opportunity to, organize his book and get his thoughts where, his message would be conveyed the right way. I mean, it was a very, the topic was good and everything else, but it was just so all over the place. But he insisted that the book be published now for whatever reason. He had to get it out there now. And I'm going to tell you, I don't do anything halfway. And I don't do anything that's not excellent. And that's what you should always strive to do. Always write your book with excellence. Don't just throw it out there. And I apologized to him, and I told him I had to return his this and his money because it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. Yet, I'm going to tell you, there are people out there who write books this way. I'm going to tell you, there are people out there that write books this way. And they may sell a few copies, but these books are a hot mess. These books are a hot mess. I have downloaded some books from Amazon, and I downloaded it on my tablet. When I began reading it, it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. There's a way, a right way, okay, put it this way, to get your message to connect with your readers without losing them. And when your book is disorganized like that, it will lose your readers. And the clearer you are about your message, the greater the odds of success in reaching your audience. The greater your success rate in reaching your audience. You have to prepare in advance. You have to know what you're going to say and how you're going to say it. You have to, get in a flow to keep your audience's attention. It has to flow. The more prepared you are, the more you'll be able to communicate in a clear, concise, and compelling manner. These things are very important. Thank you for joining me today. Think about this. Has there ever been a book that you are reading and you just can't seem to put it down? Because, it's good and, it keeps you on the end of your seat. And, you just can't put that book down. You say, well, I'm going to read a few more. And, you got to this chapter. And before you know it, you have read 5 chapters of this book. Or maybe even finished that book in one setting. That's what's supposed to happen. And you'll never, I'm telling you, you will never have a problem selling your books. You will never have that problem. People will always be ready for your next books with money in hand. They will always, wait for you to, write that next book because you have kept them so, on the edge of their seat with that message, that wonderful message that you have. Thank you for joining me today. And that's what it's supposed to be all about. Not choppy, but flowing. Your message should never be choppy, but your message should flow. It should flow. And that's something that we could help you and make it happen for you, okay? With these tips, by giving you the advice that you need. And all it takes is a discovery meeting where we can help you choose which book or program is best suited for you, So you can schedule that discovery call with me by going to bit.ly/generate revenue 2021. Again, that's bit.ly/generate revenue 2021. And these are easy book writing tips to help you generate revenue for from your books. And and I hope that, what I have shared with you so far has brought you value. Because I'm going to tell you, these are actionable keys that you can implement immediately to bring the results that you desire. To bring those results. Because your message is unique. Your message is important. You know, your message is very important, and somebody's waiting for your book. Somebody's waiting for that message. Thank you for joining me today. So go to that link to schedule that discovery call with me by going to bit.ly/ generate revenue 2021. And I thank you for joining me today on the Aspiring Authors Lab Morning Show. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one inspirational book coach. Don't forget to share this broadcast out with a friend. And I'm looking forward to seeing you the next time. Remember, this is your time, this is your season, this is your turning point. So have a great rest of the day.